2021. This is a year that I probably remember for a really, really long time. At the time, I saw it as one of the lowest points of my life, but looking back on it now, I see it as one of the most pivotal points in my life, I believe. It wasn't all that bad, but I had a lot to celebrate for sure, like spending time with family. I hit my goal of 10K on YouTube after about 5 years of being on YouTube. I discovered a passion / side hustle for tufting. I traveled a couple different places that I never thought I'd go, and I just had a really good time with friends and family. But for a good portion of this year, I was just stuck in a really negative cycle of self-deprecation, lack of motivation, heavy social media use, which in turn led to heavy comparison of myself to others, thus just overwhelming myself. Some of the key ingredients that contribute to a bittersweet dish of artist block. Every single one of my creative outlets was shut down. YouTube, drawing, rugs, photography, even writing. I just couldn't find the motivation to do anything that I liked. And I'm sure that as an artist, if you have experiences, you know what it feels like. And if you haven't as an artist, just know that it might come and it's going to hit you and it might hurt a little bit. But to know that feeling of just not being able to do the things that you love doing, it's like, I don't know, it's kind of like a heartbreak in a way. I don't know. And I know, especially for me, when I'm going through some type of artist block or anything like that, it tends to not only just affect my creative outlets and my form of self-expression, but it also can trickle down over to my personal relationships, my family, my work ethic, and it's just bad. And that was all until I had one school project that completely changed how I view myself, my work, and others too. And one of our final projects was where we had to create an album cover for whether it be like fan art for like a real artist or if you just want to do your own thing. And around that time I had started reading actually it's right here, this book, You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. I can't pronounce her name, I'm sorry. And I guess I'll just sum it up in my own words. It's basically a book about what kind of mindset that you need in order to show up as your highest self and achieve your goals and do everything that you want to do. But it all starts right here, pretty much. And she basically explains how to combat that. I think that was a good explanation, something like that. Now, this wasn't my first time reading the book, but on my second read, I seemed to just genuinely take in what she was saying. I started to understand what I was going through and why I was going through it and why I just kept staying in that low point, you know? My subconscious was in deep trouble. I believed all the bad stuff I was telling myself. Therefore, whenever a new opportunity presented itself before me, I shied away from it out of fear of failure. I was just stuck until I came across his book again. Feeling inspired for the first time ever, I decided to create my own album work that it wasn't related to an artist or anything like that. It just summed up my entire year of 2021, and I'll explain. Metamorphosis. The front cover features a digital painting of a human head being split open, birthing a butterfly. And that butterfly is me. To me, it just represents letting go of all the negative and self-sabotaging behaviors and mindsets that were keeping me back from truly experiencing growth. I kind of made it into a playlist that's just to like create the realness of an actual album. So the back cover features a couple different songs that I felt really represented what I was going through, the highs, the lows, and me coming out of that stuff. So if you want to take and listen to that, I'll leave the link to the Spotify thing in the description if you want to check it out. And at the time, I just really thought 2021 was out to get me in any way they could. When in reality, there were so many lessons behind each and every situation I found myself in. I believe there isn't really an end-all be-all. There's always room to grow and improve in any facet or area of your life. You just got to be willing to work for it, you know? And I actually said, you know what my current motto is going to be for this year? Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Whether it be reaching out to that person that I've always admired, or applying for that job that I didn't think I had the qualifications for, starting a new business, or just acting on that idea that I've always had in the back burner of my mind. And even just looking at social media differently. Like, granted, I have taken a step back from it because it was taking way too much of my time. But it's just when I would get on there, I would see all these people like doing these great things, and I'm happy for them. I've always been happy for them, but it was always something in the back of my mind that's just like, why is that not me? Like, I'm talented. When in reality, it's not. This is their moment for them to be on top and for them to win and celebrate their victories. And all you can do is just really be with them and celebrate somebody when they're going through that. And I just remember that everybody's moment comes in due time. You just have to be patient. And I'll be the first to admit, I've had moments frequently where I find myself reverting back to my old ways that were comfortable to me, that were safe to me, and just talking myself out of doing things or talking myself down, putting myself down. But I found one thing that gets me back on track. I'll tell myself, I don't do that anymore. And it works every single time. Whenever you find yourself in a situation where you're like complaining or talking bad about somebody or getting jealous, just tell yourself, I don't do that anymore. And you know what? I'm nowhere near the person that I want to be. And quite frankly, I don't even know what that looks like right now. But it's one hell of a start. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more content like this, go ahead and let me know down in the comments below, or just leave a like on this video, or both. That helps too. And with that being said, I love each and every one of you, and I hope you have an amazing 2022. And remember, nothing you imagine is beyond your reach. I'll catch you later. Ooh, that was my first video in forever.